Yak Tracks have been a part of RuneScape for the last few years now, following the Battle Pass trend that came from games like Fortnite and that are now in pretty much any game. But is it actually a good thing, or does it kinda suck? Let's talk about it. Yo, what's going on guys? My name's Elric and today we're going to be talking about the Yak Track and if it is a good thing or if it is a bad thing and what I think about it. Just a general discussion video, so definitely join in with the discussion in the comment section down below. Definitely curious to see what you guys think about the Yak Track. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you not mind it? Are you indifferent to it? Do you not care? Let me know. I'm very curious to see. Leave a like on this video. Generally helps me out getting this to more people. Subscribe if you're new. Still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Without further ado, let's actually get into this video. So, the Yak Track. For anyone who happens to not know what that is, which I'm very surprised of because Jagex pushes it hard, like hard. It's pretty much a battle pass for RuneScape where if you play as an Iron Man, you will only get the cosmetics, but if you play as a regular account, you'll get cosmetics and pretty much like treasure hunter items like bonus stars, XP lamps, protein packs, dummies, etc, etc. And throughout the battle pass, or the Yak Track, whatever you want to call it, you also gain an increase of experience, usually curving upwards. So like if you had tier 5, you have a 2%. If you have at tier 10, you have like 8%, and then upwards like 20% usually. It's not double experience, it's usually like 20-25% experience during the duration of the Yak Track, which is okay. I mean, we all remember that one Yak Track where there was like an incremental increase where if you, I think the first 40 you got like 6% or 7% XP increase, and like the last 10 you got like another 23%, which is just not good. So pretty much it was like, okay, if you pay money quickly, you can get more experience during the Yak Track, because you can finish the Yak Track with bonds and with money. I don't know how expensive it is. I believe one bond equals like 5 skips, I believe, so that's like 10 bonds, which a bond, if you would buy one, go for like 7 euros or something, 6 or 7 euros. It's 60 euros for a battle pass, bro. Dude, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. But, I mean, I don't mind that price whatsoever. Because, let's be honest, in my opinion, at least, the Yak Track, and especially the experience increase from the Yak Track, usually being 20-30%, is not that massive. Like, if it was double experience, I would have much more of a problem with it. 20 or 30% to me is more of a novelty. Usually, especially because Yak Tracks usually come after double experience events. And, you know, I hope you already got your gains in during the double experience event, and this is kind of an extra for it. And see, I see the problem that people have with it, right? Because people see this as a money grab, and Jagex just devoting development time to cosmetics and Yak Tracks and blah 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 blah. And you know, yes, I see that and I definitely do understand it, but I want you to see it from this perspective, right? Because usually this is what people get angry about the most. It's like, oh, this is hindering development for my favorite content, whether that's PvM, skilling, questing, whatever, because they're too busy designing Yak Tracks. That's usually the argument I see the most that are against Yak Tracks, which, let me kind of explain to you why that doesn't make any sense. So if you just open your Yak Track right now, if you're watching this video when it comes out, or even in the coming like month, I believe the Yak Track is still available for you to check out. What of this content really is actually new? Like genuinely new that would take actual development time more than, you know, maybe a few hours for like coding in a pet or coding in some new animations. Because if you look at the majority of all the cosmetics that are in there, they're usually like reskins or like slightly different designed swords, armor sets, other different types of cosmetics that you could think of. And if you really think about it, who makes those things? Well, obviously they need to be coded into the game, but I think that coding in another sword or another variant of a sword wouldn't be too difficult compared to, you know, adding in a sword with a new effect and making sure that the effect applies to everything in the game. No, this is just a cosmetic override. So I don't think it actually takes a lot of development time to code something like that in. Obviously, I'm not underestimating it with like, oh yeah, you could just copy paste it in. It might even be that simple. It wouldn't surprise me if over the years they made a system like that. But if you really think about it, who makes those designs? It already says it. A designer, a graphic designer, someone who does art. And I might underestimate this, right? Because I don't know anything about art or design, but like someone like a designer, and especially if you have multiple designers, like they can't always work on new content and designing new content, especially when, you know, a lot of new content also uses older assets as well. Let's be real. Like, they usually use older recolored assets or just redesigned assets slightly. So they need something to do as well. And I'm not saying, oh, just let them do a Yak Track, but I mean more in the sense of, I don't think it takes much away from the actual development of a new boss or a new area or whatever, because let's be real, the majority of that area, obviously besides what it will look like eventually, is pretty much like, I think the majority of the work is within the actual planning of it. So like, what are we going to do? How's it going to work out? How does this fit into the game? And then actually the coding of the area and the boss and the monsters and whatever. I think that is the most work. And as I said, I'm not underestimating or downplaying anything someone with artwork does, but I genuinely think that time that they need to spend on just redesigning a different sword and whatever is, I don't think that will take that much time. Obviously, it takes some inspiration and creativity, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I don't get that argument, especially with Yak Tracks. Like, it would be different if Yak Tracks would be filled with new animations and new things to do, and, you know, even like unlocking content or something, or whatever, like actually unlocking things. But in general, it's just cosmetics like that, and obviously some prismatic stars and lamps and whatever. I mean, who cares? So that argument always just confuses me, man. Like, why would you be against it? Like, yeah, Jagex will make more money, and yeah, that money will probably not be invested back into the game, which really does suck, don't get me wrong. We talked about this multiple times on the channel, but in general, like, it's not that bad. Like, I kind of like it, if I'm going to be honest. Let's talk about the positives for a moment. Obviously, nowadays, everything is skill and kill, meaning you can literally do anything in the game and you progress towards a Yak Track. It usually is slower than doing the designated task. So, for example, you have a task skill and kill, and you have a task of gain 200k experience in construction. Obviously, if you do the construction one, it is a lot quicker than if you do the skill and kill one. But I did the skill and kill one's last challenge, and I got it done with like 22 days to spare, and I didn't even play that much. I was mainly just gathering 50 heart clues and solving them on stream. That was literally all I was doing. And I completed with 20 days to spare, 24 days to spare or whatever. So it's easily doable. Like, it's genuinely easily doable with just skill and kill. And, you know, I was even thinking about it. I kind of don't like skill and kill. And that might actually be an unpopular opinion, because I kind of like the aspect of it, given at the time I was, like the last time I completed that Yak Track, or the time before, I believe, I wasn't maxed. So that might make a difference. But the Yak Track really helped me with maxing my account, because with every like increment, you know, you had to train a different skill and you would get a little reward from it. So like a cool cosmetics or something, or, you know, I think at the time that was the Elven one or something, and there were quite a few cool pets in it that I actually kind of wanted. So it really pushed me to train some different skills, and it really helped me max out my account, and I really enjoyed that. I might enjoy the, you know, doing different skills all the time a little bit less now that I'm maxed, but who knows? I haven't tried it, and I don't know with the new series. If you haven't checked it out, make sure to check out Chronological Man. I don't see myself finishing it this time, but maybe, who knows? I might actually dual monitor it. We'll see. But I overall just really like it. I like doing it. It gives me something else to do, and, you know, it kind of helps me as well when, you know, sometimes you're in RuneScape and you log on and you're just like, okay, you know what? Today I'm gonna take out some Arc Laser, and then you fight the Arc Laser, and after like an hour you think, I don't know what to do, and then you're just like, oh, you know what? Let me check what to do on my Yak Track. And you just do some Yak Track tasks. Like, to me, it really helps to kind of just spread out what I'm doing overall. And as I said, I really usually like the pets. It gives me some like cool overrides for my familiars, because the most familiars look absolutely disgusting, and I love overrides. And it's a nice switch up from my boss pets as well. And in general, some of the cosmetics are just sick. I love cosmetics. I have nothing against cosmetics as well, and I'm always for even more cosmetics, because RuneScape 3 is all about the cosmetics, and I like that. I like that. That's kind of now just the identity of RuneScape 3. And you can hate it to see all the wings and all the particles and the floating people and whatever, but I don't know. It's now just a part of RuneScape, and I like it. I like how you can just show off your fashion and not have to, you know, look like everyone else. That's because, no offense to old school RuneScape, it's not me hating on it, and it's obviously the game, but all high level players look alike in old school RuneScape. They all wear the same armor. They all wear Torva now with an Inferno or a Fire Cape, and, you know, a dragon what's it called, Defender, or Dragon Fire Shield, and then like a whip or a rapier or whatever. And I don't know. Here, I think everyone could just have their own identity. Like, I mean, usually the high-level players just wear no armor at all, like my character does, but I like that. I like how everyone can just have their own identity and just look what they want to look like within RuneScape. And Yak Tracks just help that for free, usually. If you remember, you just have both paths unlocked, and at free-to-play, you just have one. And I like that. That's a good thing. And as I said, I like Yak Tracks. And that is my final verdict on this as well. Yak Tracks are not bad. And, you know, with the whole argument of it taking development time, I don't see it. I generally don't see it, but prove me wrong in the comment section down below. Definitely join in with the discussion. It would always be highly appreciated to see. And also, leave a like. That generally really helps me out with the algorithm and stuff. All the YouTubers say it, but generally it's actually true. Like, the more likes it gets, the more likely it is to pop up on some random's homepage and gives me some new views. And obviously subscribe. We're still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And my name is Chivalric, and I'll see you guys in my next video.